Hello everybody. So I'm going over my Necro build for Season 4. It was pretty much similar to the Season 3 one. There's just a couple more changes, some of the gear that we'll look at later. As you can see, I pretty much put enough strength in to be able to wear my gear. I wasn't worried about strength bugging and all that stuff. I just put the points in that I needed. And then I dumped the rest of points in Vitality. I know some people go with a build for block. If I'm getting hit, there's a problem. That's why I've got my golems. Big thing was resistances, making sure that those slowly got built up to max. But again, if you're getting hit with stuff, then it's probably your fault. Except for the glomes and the black souls, wherever you're at, that shoot lightning. Those will wreck you if you don't have max lightning. For the Season 4, the introduction of the Unending Will, to allow you to have 2 additional golems. It's huge. As you can see, it can roll a 1 additional golem, so you want to make sure that you have the 2 additional golems. Finding a nice base wand is good too, to make sure you have some plus to clay golems. This one, obviously, as you can see, could have been a +3 clay golem, but it was really not that important to me. I just wanted to make sure I got this wand very early, because those 2 additional golems was huge. I've got a Shaco on. As you can see, I rolled +3. So then I just used my Act 1 quest or Act 5 quest to put a socket in, and I wasn't too worried about getting a puzzle box. And then I just put the topaz in there for some extra magic find. Got my Trang Owls. Got +2 summoning skills. The Blood Warp, I only had a +1, wasn't that big of a deal. Corrupted with 2 sockets, so I just threw some ums in there for extra resistance. Got my +3 summoning skills amulet. It isn't as important to wear this all the time. With necromancers, you can snapshot your gear, so you would normally put the gear on that you with all your plus skills, summon your golems, and then you'd take it off. And this is what I was wearing, so I would just summon up my golems like normal, and then I would swap it out, and then I'd put my chances on also, just for some extra magic find. That brings me up to 150. I usually was trying to stick around 200, but really I stopped caring. I got this Bone Flame, got +3 rolls, and it was an okay corruption, I guess, the curse reduction. But the biggest thing was just getting this for the +3 skills, and the resistances was huge. And then I threw the 2. Yeah, those in there for resistance. I'm drawing a blank on what. A diamond. Threw the 2 perfect diamonds in there for some extra resistance. Also, I could have put ums in there, and I still could if I wanted to for a little extra, like 6 more resistance to all resist. This one, I mean, the 40 faster run walk was great. 20% block rate, I guess, is okay. But the biggest thing, I guess, on this is the run walk, just so I can move around, because I need to get away from things that are hitting me. Ravenfrost, good for the cannot be frozen. And other than that, I got some vitality corruption on, but not that big of a deal. Just any Ravenfrost would have been fine. Arachnid's Mesh, I found this. Gives you +1 skills. Fast cast rate, I was okay with the low roll, because all I'm doing is casting to summon my golems, and then casting amplify damage, which isn't a huge thing. I don't need any super fast cast rate on that. Mainly the +1 skills is the big thing. The Stone of Jordan I found, which is great for, again, +1 skills. The rest of it doesn't really matter to me. Nice, but it doesn't matter. Grave Palm I was using as my snapshot gear when I was magic finding, and now I just leave it on permanently. I just leave my fancies and my amulet in the bank stash. On swap, I've got again a +3. Well, it's not again. So +3, as you can see, this is only giving me +2 to Clay Golems and then 3 to Golem Mastery. But the +3 summoning, essentially, and then the +2 Golems on this gives me the +5 to Clay Golems. So as you can see, when I swap, it gives me 4 extra skills. Well, not completely 4 extra, but it's giving me extra skills than the other one. So what I do is I snapshot 5 golems, because the other wand allows you to summon 2 extra. So I'll summon 5 with that one. I'll swap over. I'll summon 2 more, and so 5 are 4 levels higher than the other 2, but it's still effective. So I've just got a regular Karen shard. Those are super cheap. I tried to see what I could corrupt for. Wasn't that big of a deal. And then I found this with +3 Clay Golems, and then I got my sockets in it, and then I made it a Splendor, just for the extra +1. I didn't care about the rest. So that's my swap to get a little extra. If I wanted to really, I've got 48, 52, I could swap this over. Swap this one over for 49 so I get a little extra damage off of it. It's not that big of a time. Full summon Necro skillers. Torch, didn't matter what kind, I've slowly gotten a better one with my smiter running Ubers a lot. And then an Annie. Really don't care about the rest of the things except +1 skills. But 50 vitality isn't bad. Resistances, of course, are always nice. For the trees, I dumped all my points in Clay Golem, Golem Mastery. I put 1 in Blood Warp. Then I next maxed out Amplify Damage. I put 1 in Life Tap, so those other 11 are plus skills, but if I was to respec, I would get rid of that. After getting Max Clay Golem, Golem Mastery, and Amp Damage, I put it in Synergies, so I used maxed out Iron Golem next, because as you can see, the Iron Golem gives 40% damage per level, but also gives 35 defense per level, so just a little bit extra defense for my golems was nice. Maxed out that one. Then I maxed out Fire Golem. Some people use Fire Golems, or Blood Golems, or even Iron Golems. The only thing I summon is Clay Golems, but there's builds that you can do around those other golems also. Bigger to me for a little extra damage, and sometimes, I guess if something is Fizz immune that I cannot break, I could bring out a Fire Golem. And now I'm just slowly pumping the rest of my points into Blood Golem for the extra 40% damage per level. It's not that big, but it's better than nothing. I don't have points in anything else. Mercenary. Went with Act 5 because it gives my guys a buff, and the harder they're hitting, the harder things are clearing. Got Lifesteal on him, Gracle's Grasp. I mean, the open wounds is nice for when I'm doing the mini Ubers to get the organs, so I can clear Ubers on my smiter, because I prefer to use this guy. He dies less, things clear faster because I can teleport. String of Ears for physical damage reduction. Crushing Blow, Deadly Strike, Open Wound, all those on the Gore Riders. Obviously, it's a bad slam, so it doesn't really matter about that, but better slams that you control. Gilliam's Face. Ideally, you'd want 3 sockets on there. I just have one. I put a 15% attack speed gem in there to help out. I've got a fortitude on him. Obviously, the defense helps out a lot. The resistances help out. And then, oh, and this is in a, obviously, 14% ETH superior sacred armor. And then I was lucky enough to build a beast pretty early on. I found Burr Ruin, and I rolled a pretty good roll on this thing. Almost perfect. I could have got a superior Eaton X, which would allowed for a little more enhanced damage, but again, wasn't that big of a deal. The prevent monster heal is nice too for any Ubers, crushing blow, open wounds, obviously. The fanaticism stacks with the other aura, might aura from it. So again, gives even more damage to the summons, so they can tear through things. Other than that, I mean, I've got triangles that I can put on if I want more PDR, but obviously, again, like I've said before, if I'm getting hit, something wrong, I'm not worried about that. And as you can see in my other video that I uploaded, I ran cows naked to show that you don't need any of this gear for the spec to be viable, and then you can just slowly gain it as you go on, like I did started this season. Good luck.